Listen, I know the podcast episode hasn't even started, but do me a solid favor and follow us, subscribe to us, and make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Bro, you don't understand how much it helps. Thank you.
Easy, man. So welcome to our little coffee bar. Pretty much Inglewood Coffee hooked it up. We've got everything. How do you have your coffee?
Double shot. I need some energy for this podcast. Good double shot.
Double shot? Easy, bro. So double shot espresso,
Yes,
long
please.
black.
That'd be great.
Easy, man.
Oh, the service is great.
How many coffees do you do a day?
I don't drink coffee.
Really? Or you just don't drink
I
at
just
all?
don't drink coffee. No, because I take so much pre-workout. All that caffeine. I think that's enough caffeine.
How much caffeine are you on a day? Milligrams?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 300. Depends whatever pre-workout's around. Do you know what I mean?
But then again, you're sort of like training
Yeah, sometimes
nice and early.
Yeah, nice and early. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go into that. But thank you. This is awesome. I'm excited.
That's all good, man.
What a good
it's my
setup.
pleasure.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, my man. That is yours, man.
Thank you very much, sir.
That's all
What do you have?
good,
You have
man.
one too?
I'm
Yeah.
having a double espresso, of course,
Okay,
man.
done. Great.
I think anyone in the gym space is
Doing
double
the same
espresso
thing.
drinker. Yeah?
Doing the same thing. Stain your teeth, but just be careful.
That's it, yeah.
Just got mine done actually.
It's good, man.
I'll wait for you to have it together.
No, it's all good, man. Feel free to grab a seat.
No, we'll go together, right? You know,
I'm
I'll
done.
be with you.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Strong No Sugar podcast powered by Inglewood Coffee. Today, I have got a very, very special guest, someone who, I've known for so long. Like, I'm 28. I followed this gentleman when I was around 19, 20 years old. You could argue probably one of the OG fitness influencers. I think I'd put you in that category of, the Facebook days / transitioning into Instagram. Got my boy, Johnny Star. Welcome.
Thanks, big fella. Thanks for having me on the podcast, bro. I appreciate it. You're a legend.
It's all good, man.
I'm excited, dude.
How you been, bro?
I've been fantastic, man. Things are good. You know, I'm in a good place with life and just progressing and trying to be happy. You know, it's the main thing.
Definitely can see that, man.
That's
Like, I
amazing.
think you're the most consistent poster that I've seen, like, content-wise. On, like, people think I'm consistent with my videos. You're, like, next level, bro,
Yeah, I
with
think-
everything, man.
I think the difference with my videos is like, I just post me. You got to think of the content. I'm just doing what I do, so it's a lot easier for me. Like I'm the content. I did a post about the other day. Do you know what I mean? I just put my life up there.
Yeah.
So it's much easier for me to just pretty much put my life on social media.
It's on the
Whereas
go.
yours, you got to make a real big effort to make those videos. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
It's
but
all
thank
good,
you.
man. Like, fuck
Means
it.
a lot.
Last time I made a joke to my wife, I'm like, man, Johnny's fucking battery never dies, man. Like,
It dies, trust me. Yeah.
I'll record a video and then like half an hour in, it's like I'm on 50% battery, and I'm
Understand,
like,
yeah.
man, Johnny's consistently posting, he's putting his stuff
Thanks,
out
man.
there and everything.
That's good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, pleasure to have you on, man.
My
So,
pleasure being on. Thanks for the coffee too.
it's
Shout
all
out
good.
Inglewood. So they're sponsoring this, are they?
Yeah, man.
Oh, let's try it. I haven't even had a sip yet.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, that's going to wake me up. Oh, yeah, that double
Double
shot.
espresso.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's
That's it.
have the whole thing. All right, let's get into it, bro. So talk
That's
to me.
good, man. Credit to Inglewood and credit to the barista.
Oh, it's even like chilled as well.
Yeah, of course, man. We look after the guests, man.
Thanks, bro.
You know. All right, Mr. Johnny. It's obviously known you for quite a while, followed you for quite a while.
Yep.
A lot has happened, like between now and then. Like, bro, like the stuff that I see now was like absolutely amazing.
Thanks, bro.
You know, just like, bro, the content that you're putting out there. Bro, you're like real estate agent, fitness influencer, bodybuilder. You could argue a bodybuilder as well. You know, not very competitive in that field.
Yeah, don't compete, yeah.
Never been interested.
I've competed before.
No, as in like now.
Uh,
Like now is it?
I've got a long-term plan with that. I haven't told anyone.
Oh, beautiful.
Maybe I'll talk about it on this podcast. But sometimes you want to say too much. You just want to come out and surprise people. So I might not even mention it, but I've just kind of said it there in a nutshell, yeah.
No, that's really, really good, man. You know, one of the OG fitness influencers. I just want to sort of go back to the start of Johnny.
Sure.
Yeah, bro, how did all kick off for you, man? Because all I remember is people like the boys tagging me in
Oh,
the
really?
physique photo of you, and they're like, bro, you got to check this guy out. And I'm like, bro, I'm like 18, 19, never been to the gym, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what on earth is going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah.
How'd that all start for you, bro?
Yeah, okay, so good question. I'll go way back and kind of not drag it on too long. So I was really skinny growing up, like super skinny, like ridiculously skinny. And in high school, in year 7, we had to, in PE, one of the PE teachers said, do a push-up competition. I'm like, oh, fuck. I've never done a push-up, you know. I mean, it's like year 7. Anyway, so I did 1 and this other guy did 10 push-ups and he was getting a lot of praise. So I'm like, fuck, all right, you know what? Can I swear?
Yeah, of course, man.
Because I hate cunts that swear. And I'm like, shit, all right, I got to start doing push-ups. So that inspired me, that moment inspired me. I started actually doing push-ups at home, overtraining, and I started working out, I became obsessed. And then I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator, and there's that scene where he kind of pops up and his chest is freaking huge. I'm like, man, that is sick. I was like, I just want to have a mad chest. So I think I was in maybe year 8 then or something. I was working at Macca's and I bought a bench press off of year 12 for $100, which back then's like $1,000 now because I'm so old. But I bought this bench press and I set up in the garage, and I had a picture of this bodybuilder called Ronnie Coleman, you probably know.
The goat.
One of the goats. He's probably the goat. On the fridge, and I literally bench press every night after school. So I was bench pressing for years. Then I joined a gym. And I started like seeing some good changes, and then I was spending my money on like creatine and reading magazines, and I joined the gym. So we go to the gym after school, like every day, me and about a group of like 10 boys from different schools. We all met at Macca's, we go to the gym. And then I got into training and I freaking loved it. But I never really got to this great level of a physique. And then I started going to festivals. So I was probably 18. I went to this thing called Summer Days. And so I get moments of inspiration that really G me up to do things, right? So I went to Summer Days, and I'm working my ass off, right? Like working out, but I was still skinny as shit. I was 18. I can show you the photos. Can you put photos up on the screen at the same time? I'll send you some, right? Of me at festivals like 18, right? Can you do that? So look at me there, right? Little punk freaking just looking like... Anyway, I'm at this festival, and I see these freaking jack guys, and I'm thinking, all right, that is the coolest thing in the world.
That's like goals.
Jacked at a festival. So I'm like, I'm going to get jacked at a festival. So I seek some trainers, and I thought, fuck, I got to take this serious because, you know, I need to learn more. I was always willing to learn and always seeking information. So I found a trainer. He taught me how to take steroids.
Yeah.
I'd never taken steroids before.
Yeah.
And how to diet. So I just committed myself. I did everything he said. Every gram of food, I figured it out. I just followed this diet. I was training my ass off. I was spending my money training, and, you know, I was working in real estate at the same time. And I suddenly got this, like, not a bad body. I'm like, fuck, this is sick. This was when, like, Ziz was huge and people were starting these Facebook pages. I'm like, and what happened was, actually, this is what happened. I went to a festival. Me and my mate Jad, we were both just super shredded. We didn't realize how good we looked back then. We worked our asses off for it.
Do you feel like when you're in the gym and like you're surrounded by your boys, like that standard is set, so you really don't realize like that there's like just normal everyday people, right? Because you're training, like, because what I find is, you know, I work at Derrimut Gym, and because I'm around so many bodybuilders and everything, and when I go to a normal everyday gym, I'm just like, oh my god, wow, like I didn't realize like the people I'm surrounded with are like looking like this.
Well, I train at a few gyms. I'll go back to that in a sec. Yeah, but I'll go back to that gym thing in a sec. But yeah, I know what you're saying. So Jad and myself went to this festival, a few, like, you know, hanging around some fit guys. And then people want to get photos with me. I'm like, I'm nobody. I made photos with people. Like, I full tanned up for it, did the whole Ziz short shit. I was just like, just didn't know what I was doing, but I love the attention. I'm like, I'm going to make a fan page. Fuck it. So I made a fan page on Facebook, which is like a like page. And I just made it, put some photos up. And then I thought, you know what? This is getting a few likes, this thing. And this is how it all started, from making, I was a member in my bedroom. I'm like, I used some photos from that festival. This is detailed. Put it up, and then I started talking about what I did. And I shared, I just shared inspirational shit because I thought that's what I'd want to see. So I'd write about my day, my diet, my mindset, what I did, and I was getting heaps of likes. And I just take photos and put it up. And then I was getting like 200 followers. I'm like, shit, 200, this is great. 300, 350, I was getting like 50 likes. And then, man, I was just loving the likes. You know, it was really good.
It's funny you say that because like back then getting that many likes and followers, you're like, man, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Whilst now it's like...
yeah, it's different now, right? And then, and honestly, in a nutshell, it just blew up from there. And And then that's what it started going. And then it just, so people watching this, most people won't even know me, but back then in that scene, that fitness scene, there wasn't a lot of guys doing that, like making these pages. There was a couple. And I just was one of them that did it, you know. I didn't give a fuck. You know, I just put up good content. And then it sort of went from there. And then one day, I was at my friend's house. And I woke up, I had like 300 extra followers, which then was huge. It's because you shared one of my posts. I did a post, you won't remember it, but I did a post about making BCAA ice cubes in the fridge, and you shared it.
I think that was the days of like Extend,
yeah, that was it. Yeah, you shared
I'll never forget
post.
it.
And you shared, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's, and I'm like, oh fuck, this guy shared my shit. What a mad cunt, you know? Because there's a lot of haters back then too. He was getting hate or love.
It's funny because...
And I was like, this guy's cool. So that's my first recollection of you, actually.
Nice.
It was a really nice thing to do because it was, and you had a massive following then.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
I guess massive for then as well, right? Because, you know, like now you tell someone you want to become a fitness influencer, they know what you're talking about. You say you want to do YouTube, everyone knows what you're talking about. Like, yeah,
Back
you can
then
do
it wasn't a thing.
Back then it was like, bro, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, bad.
Who do you think you are?
I was just doing it for fun almost, but I was trying to strategically grow it. So in a nutshell, in answer to your question, that's really how it started. So I found a passion for gym, you know, got some trainers, went to a festival like that, and then made a page, and it kind of just went from there.
Boom. And then everything just sort of like, with momentum, everything just sort of built up, and that sort of transferred into Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram came in. I was like, what's Instagram? You know, I thought it was for editing photos.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Aunt Julie told me, she's like, no, you got to post on Instagram. What's Instagram? You know, it's all Facebook. And then but back then you could grow an Instagram following a lot easier. Now it's hard.
Yeah, of course. I think
you know, you need to have quality shit now. Quality. And even now, my following just gradually, sometimes it even goes down. You know, you got to put quality up. And today, I'm telling you, half those followers you see on these paid, it's all bullshit. People buy their followers. I know yours is real, but in the fitness industry, I see it because they tell me. People buy their followers. So just be mindful because a lot of it's not real.
I think the mentality in the fitness industry is crowd attracts a crowd. So you get all these fitness influencers. They think, bro, if you know a girl, for example, has 20,000 followers, it looks better. People are more inclined to follow them.
Yeah, but
So
you can see, you can call out the bullshit. Anyway, I won't go into that.
Yeah, but that's all engagement and other stuff as well.
Exactly.
On social media. Yeah, and then like I think it got to a point where when I was following you, it went to like from fitness to actually started.
Does this pass me your water? Because that one's frozen.
Oh,
thanks, Ledge. Good man. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I think you went like from one point like doing fitness stuff. You're putting up like crazy content back then, especially like for like the standard back then.
Yeah.
Then you finally started sharing like a bit more of your personal life. You're a real estate by trade.
Yeah.
Still are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my job.
Cool.
Yeah. That's my career, I should say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just your job.
It's good.
Yeah, for sure, man. Post high school, what was like you getting into that? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I actually knew we'd speak about this. So in high school, I just like my family's like fully humble middle class people. Dad's a pastor of a church.
I was gonna say fairly religious background, right?
Yeah. So my mum's from Fiji. She's Fijian Indian. My dad's Australian. They were pen pals. Dad went to Bible college. Met my mum's auntie. She said, "Oh, my niece is cute. Write to her." They started writing, and then Dad flew over and married her after 2 weeks. Brought her over.
Wow.
So I came along, right? So I always see that. And Mum, you know what? My mum envisioned that as a kid. She said, "I'm going to leave Australia, marry a guy with a beard," and she met my dad. So Mum's got these. Is a visionary, right? I'm like, fuck. All right, Mum's a legend. It's a blessing for me to be here. Make the most of this stuff. So my family never had a lot of money, so I went to a public school. I just fucked around at school, bro. Like I was just a clown, at school. I didn't
on purpose, or you just didn't care?
No, I just didn't care. Just went there, had fun. Ride the skateboard to school, ride the push bike. I was okay, but I had no ambition. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I got a job at McDonald's. I was doing pizza delivery. So I was delivering pizzas, working at Macca's. And I had a goal back then. For some reason, I've been real goal driven. I wanted to buy a Commodore or a Skyline or a Commodore. Couldn't afford a Skyline. So I was saving up every night. And I worked from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., like pretty much every night. And I was making like $7 an hour. Cut a long story short, we were going to move house. And I saw real estate agents. I'm like, fuck, suits, nice cars. Like, that sounds like fun. And they're speaking to people, and I really liked talking to people. I've always just been talkative. So I did night shift one night. And I remember I was working that night, and I did drive through. So I'm the guy that takes orders, you know. And bro, I was cheeky, yeah. I'm like, how can I make more money? So I'd ask people for tips in drive through, and I get them. Like, hey, I'm making $6 an hour. Can you flick me $1? Like, yeah, here's $5. Here's $2. And bro, I get an extra $30 a night. And back then when you're 17, 18, it's a lot of money.
Of course.
Anyway, so working at Macca's, I ended up going to uni, went to RMIT, did computer science. I didn't enjoy it. If you're watching this, finish your degree. But if you don't enjoy it, you got to find something you love. So I didn't like uni. I was going there and I'm like, man, I'm lost. What am I going to do with my life? I'm doing computer science. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy C++, JavaScript, all this networking crap. It wasn't for me. But one thing I did, I was going to the gym at uni, and I was always just kind of working out and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. This guy came through drive-through one night in a mad car, and he's wearing a 3-piece suit. His name's Claude Mary, if he sees this. And I said to him, hey, what do you do for work? He goes, I'm a real estate agent. I go, man, I want to get into real estate. Because I literally thought about this about a month prior when we were going to move house. And he goes, where do you live? I said, I live down the road. He goes, you got a license? I go, oh, I've lost it, but I'm getting it back soon. I lost it for speeding. As another story. He goes, send me a resume. I'm like, yeah, mad. This is sick. I'm like, done. I'll send it to you. So I got his card. I'm like, oh, guys, guess what? I got it. Someone's offered me to send me their resume. This real estate agent. I'm like, sick. This is great. So I finished the shift, walked home. It was like 2 a.m., finished work, got home at like 2:30. And then I wrote this resume up. I'd never written a resume. And I like Googled it and just emailed it to him at like 5 a.m. And I didn't hear from him. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This has been like a week. So I rocked up to his work. I'm like,
You had the card, right?
I had the card. I'm like, I'll just rock up to the work and I'll just say I was in the area. So I rocked up to his work. He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, just in the area. Bullshit. I thought I'd say hi. He goes, oh, look, I'll get back to you. Anyway, another week went past. Didn't hear from him. So I went back again to his work. I just wanted to talk to him.
Following up.
I'm like, man, you give me a card. Come on. Like, what's going on here? And I think he liked the fact that I was chasing him, because in real estate, you got to chase business.
Yeah.
And he finally said, okay, look, I will get back to you. A couple of days later, I got a card in the mail. And I'm like, oh, why did I get mail? I'm like, who am I? I open the card and it goes, dear John, really good to meet you the other week. Let's catch up for a coffee or an orange juice. Regards, Claude. And he had his he had his magnet in there, and his magnet said, Claude Mary, salesperson of the year, Buxton Real Estate. I'm like, oh man, he must be really good. So we caught up, went to his office, and mind you, I had a nose piercing, long hair. Like, I think I got rid of my rat tail, but I had like blonde through my hair, little goatee. I was like a little punk, right?
Yeah. This is like the mother days.
But he saw something in me, because I worked at Macca's.
Yeah.
He liked the fact that I worked at McDonald's, had a bit of a work ethic. And he pretty much said, I want someone to have my back. I need an assistant. I'm doing too much business now. I need like a sidekick. Back then, a lot of agents didn't really have PAs. So as a personal assistant, I'm like, yeah, sweet. And he said to me, why do you want to get into real estate? I go, man, I know nothing about houses, but I like people. And that's the right thing to say, because I genuinely like people. I just like talking to people. So he gave me a job. I worked for him for 7 years, and there was a stage where, man, I was door knocking like all day, like cold calling, letter drops. My first listing was a freaking letter drop. And the first year I got like 12 listings, which was like, that was quite good as an 18-year-old. So he was salesperson of the year for a while. So out of the 7 years I worked, he was like, we were top salespeople for Victoria for about 3 of those years. And there was a stage where he got cancer and he got really sick. So he threw me in the deep end. I had to actually take over all his business. And that's where I really learned to sink or swim. And I made a lot of mistakes, like big time. I was fucking up left, right and center. And that molded me into sort of progressing through real estate. So now I've done real estate. That was April 2008 I started. And now I've been in real estate for, this is coming on my 15th year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I've actually done it for ages.
Nice.
And it's a long grind. So I probably could have excelled earlier, but I didn't have the confidence until I was probably in my mid-20s to really take off and take it by the balls. So I'm balancing real estate as an agent now and an auctioneer. So I auction homes, which is so much fun. Then I got Neverhome, which I'll talk about with you in a sec. And I train my ass off. So I just do 3 things I love. That's me at the moment. Yeah. There's nothing else I do.
Yeah, no. That's plenty because,
yeah.
like, man, every single time I'll wake up, I've got kids, so I'm waking up like 5:50, 6:30, anywhere between there. And every time, man, I wake up and you're the first story that pops up, and I'm like, bro, I've just woken up. Johnny has gone to the gym. Johnny has done his fruit shopping.
I'm blessed, bro, man. I'm blessed.
Man,
I'm blessed.
honestly, man, like the work ethic is obviously evident, like just not in your physique, but also like in just everyday things.
Yeah.
I remember like there was a certain point where like everything was really taken off. Neverhome. Started a music podcast, like because podcast back then it was like music. It wasn't necessarily like people talking.
Yeah.
And everything.
First one went to world #1.
Ah, that's it.
For that genre, yeah. I was above Avicii and Tiesto. I'll show you I'll bring it on the screen. Have a look now. That was my podcast, the first one I made. That went huge. Make a timestamp. And do you want to talk about that idea?
Yeah, of course, man. No. What I want to know is sort of, obviously everything blew up, and then that next step was you building Team Neverhome, which was crazy because I've never, like, this was before, like, bro, before Gymshark, I'm pretty sure, man.
It was around the same time.
Or around the same time,
Yeah,
but then again, like something Australian, right?
Yeah.
Something Australian where you had Team Neverhome. Everyone that followed you sort of knew exactly what Team Neverhome meant. It means you were fucking never home because you were either working or, you know, like out and about just doing something, pretty much just never home.
Yeah.
So you had the identity and everything. And sort of like the first branch or the first two branch offs was clothing and music. So just walk me through how like that sort of like all kicked off, because you started off as Johnny Star, but now you're the Team Neverhome director.
Yeah.
How'd that sort of
that's a good
all get
question.
started, man?
So I was 16, I was 17. I'm like, I want to make cool clothes that people feel good to wear. I remember being in the back of my dad's car. I'm like, I got to make clothes. I can make it. Like, what the fuck? Someone's got to do it. May as well be me. Yeah. That's my mindset with most things. I'm like, fuck it. Life's short. We're going to die. Just give it a crack. If you fail, you fuck up. Who cares? Who gives a fuck anyway? People forget. You just keep moving on. So
Sorry to cut you off, but like, it's funny you say that you had that vision in the back of your dad's car.
I remember,
Yeah, because there was a girl that I worked with. Shout out to Selma, if she's watching
What's up, Selma? How you doing?
I remember her telling me something, and it's like, if you ever get a vision, or like for her, it was about books. It wasn't necessarily, but it can be translated into anything. If you ever get a vision of a book that, you know, like that you can't find, it's your calling to make it or write it.
That's good.
And it's the exact like, and you know, now looking back, that's probably like, that goes for anything.
Oh man, absolutely.
So it's crazy how you had that vision and you're like, nah, someone's got to do it. I think,
yeah,
man.
That's here now, man. This shit's selling out, thankfully, and I've just got a small range. But I wanted to do it, so I thought, okay, there must be a way to do this. Like, I'll figure it out. So I've got the name Neverhome, which was I met a guy out on Chapel Street, Tarek, sick, cool guy. His Facebook name was Tarek Neverhome. I can't pronounce his last name. And
I don't know who you're talking about.
You know Tarek?
Tarek Halwani?
Yes, that's him.
Wow.
So Tarek's the reason why this whole...
Okay, yeah.
And then I changed my Facebook name to Johnny Star Neverhome. It was cool. And I'm with my mate Craig, who was the director of a real estate company, Buxton Bentley. So I think it's like the top office in Victoria. I worked under him, under another guy. And Craig was really encouraging me with what I was doing. He actually had my back with all the fitness stuff, which is cool, because a lot of people, like, they think, you know, they have another perception. But Craig goes, this guy's got something. So I'm thinking of a name. I want to call this. He goes, man, you got the name there. It's Neverhome. I'm like, fuck, that's the sickest name ever. What a name to relate to everything. It is such a great name. So trademarked the name, got it all done. And then we found a supplier through someone I met. And we started making clothes. And man, I worked my ass off. Like, I fucking worked my ass off to get it out there, and made those podcasts, which is another story. And man, people bought it.
I remember seeing it at every gym, like the stringers.
Man, I seen Jeff said one singlet. Fuck, as soon as he wore it, that singlet sold out. Like one set. So it's highly about influencers' clothes.
And this was before influencers were a thing, right?
Influencers were. Jeff was like one of the. Jeff's why Gymshark is where it's at, because Gymshark got Jeff's side. And they used to Photoshop Ziz wearing Gymshark. So Ziz never wore Gymshark, but they Photoshopped. I don't know, I'm just saying it. They used to Photoshop Gymshark on Ziz's old photos.
Yeah.
This perception of this brand. See, Gymshark started as a fitness, like, bodybuilding
It was completely bodybuilding.
Yeah, well, I was one of their athletes. I wrote to them and they sponsored me.
We'll get to that.
And I got to know them really well. So I'm like, all right, I can do this. And And I just did little small lines, really simple, nice design products. And then that sort of took off with the podcast.
This is the diamond, right? That was
Yeah, the
logo.
diamond, because
Yes.
the diamond represents, well, a diamond is a piece of coal under severe pressure. So if we're never home, we're working hard, you work your ass off. We are that piece of coal that can become a diamond, but it's a cool looking diamond. It's very simple. So people tattoo it on themselves now.
Wow.
Crazy, right? It's crazy. So guys have tattooed it because it meant so much to them.
Yep.
So if you're building a brand with what you're doing, it can't just, because my clothes are just clothes, right? I design them a little bit different for bodybuilders, but you need to build a tribe with this stuff. It needs to have meaning. You can go buy clothes from anywhere. Why are they going to buy your clothes? So I worked really hard to make fucking mad music. So every podcast, sometimes it make me a year to make these podcasts because the tracks are hard to find. It's all strategic. Every fucking minute, every mix I spent time on with people who did it for me, and I'd sit there. And then the clothes, simple designs that are timeless. You wear my first bit of clothes, never go out of style. Simple, it's classy, really. And I found better suppliers, so the quality keeps getting better and better. But I realized that for me to get this brand off, I've got to be the main influencer. So when I came back on 2 years ago, I got out of shape, fucking lost it all. It was really off the rails for a while. I thought I'd get back into shape and be the influencer myself. And I'm the reason why the clothes are selling so well now. I don't sell huge volume, but it's enough. I'm happy because it's moving, you know.
Yep.
My Instagram page for Neverhome has 3 photos on it, bro. People still buy it because of what it means. It's a meaning behind the brand.
People don't wear clothes. People don't buy clothes because they want, like, people buy clothes because of how like the representation, but also how they feel in it.
100%.
When someone wears a brand, it's because that's the perception that
You're
they're
joining the team. You're joining the team.
Of course, man, you're joining a full community, and that's with anything and every brand, right?
100%. So the branding's important, and it's why I constantly work my ass off now with work, because I want to encourage people to fucking get off their ass and do something, you know, because we're all got this mentality of, you know, this culture's really weird now. The society, it's all, you know, acceptance of who they are, and everyone's feeling sorry for themselves, a lot of people, but you got to get off your ass and do the work. You've got to make a change.
Dreams don't work unless you do.
100%. That's dreams don't work unless you do. I love that. That's good.
Okay, there's your next T.
Yeah. Well, my headline, my catchphrase for the brand is inspired then inspired.
Yep.
Because I want people to go, fuck, you know what? I can do something. I can work out. Why not? I did it. Who the fuck was I?
Yeah.
Some skinny little kid, nobody from freaking Oakley, who had a passion and just pursued things, not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
anyone can do it.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you've done it within your own respect, and you also got to experience from memory would be like the sort of the rise of fitness influencers. And there was, I'm pretty sure from memory, there was this one point where, I'm not sure if it was the expo here or you had to go to America with Gymshark.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that like? What was that like? Because that's like the OG.
Nah,
like,
so
you're talking.
this was a big deal. So when Gymshark were taking off, they're like, all right, we're going to fly you to the UK to do body power. I'm like, sick.
That's the one.
So I started training my ass for it. And man, as soon as that happened, it was actually a group of guys that fucking hated me and really made it difficult. So this is where my mental health took a big battle.
Before you go there,
Yeah.
I am assuming this was where that blue, you know, like that photo in the gym. This is like one of the most iconic photos in fitness influencers that people won't realize, where it was you guys in a blue gym and all you guys were wearing blue Gymshark.
Oh, was it in that
trackies.
photo? I'm not in that photo.
You're not in that photo.
No, I was coming on after that. I know the
Okay,
photo
yeah.
you mean, with
Okay,
Gymshark, yeah.
But it was around that time.
Yeah, it was just after that.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this is sick. I'll go meet these guys from Australia. It's mad. I'll be in shape. It'd be great. But man, this is where social media can be toxic, and you got to be careful how much you put yourself out there. If you start to do well, and if you're young and you can't cop the heat, which I couldn't, because I'm such a nice person, bro. If you actually get to know me, I've got the biggest heart.
You're a top bloke, man. I can say that like confidently.
Yeah, I met a guy the other night. He saw me at the gym. He thought I was a fuckwit. I go, he kept greasing me off. I go, hey, bro, come talk to me. We're out at a Greek club. New story. You'll watch this. And I go, I know you got a problem with me. What's the problem? Like, is everything all right?
Yeah.
We've never spoken. He goes, I just think you're a fuckwit. I said, why is that? He goes, you just walk around like an arrogant cunt. I said, like, can you name a time or when? He goes, just you walk around the gym. I'm like, sorry, man, like that's not my intention. Can you like
Elaborate.
And he goes, well, my cousin so-and-so. I know. Oh, yeah, Damien's your cousin. Yeah. Have you asked Damien about me? He's like one of my best mates. He goes, no, I haven't. And we'll go, man, before you make assumptions, mate, that's in your head, this thing, you know, like don't judge me, like get to know me. Now he wants to train with me, nice guy.
Yeah.
So I had to, then that made me realize that, you know what, no matter how nice you are, people are going to have an issue with you. If you are someone that they might want to be like, or it might make them feel better, you know? So anyway, I was starting to get a lot of heat because I entered a natty competition. I took gear prior. I fucked up. I made a mistake, right?
Yeah.
And that was the fuel people needed to go, okay, we can burn this cunt now. And at the time, I saw whatever. At the time, it started fucking me up mentally, bro. I was really hitting depression. My depression was so bad, I went to psychiatric ward.
Yeah.
It was really, I was suicidal.
Because I remember it was like stacks on. Like my recollection of it, obviously as someone like just watching on the outside, right? It was like stacks on, like people that have never even mentioned you were all of a sudden saying like, oh, Johnny this, Johnny that. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like these are the same people that are in the same industry. Like, you know, like usually if you have nothing good
it was
to say,
actually
don't say
like
that
some of my closest mates too.
Yeah.
I thought were friends. So that's why my trust now is pretty hard to get.
Yeah. So
anyway, so my mental health, like I'll tell you what, bro, I didn't want to live. I was like, fuck, worked my ass off and like, what the fuck, what, this is, and I was so young too. I was like 24, 20.
Do you think 23? Much of it? Honestly, like before you jumped on stage, did you think much of it or was it more like?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't, just whatever. The thing was, I actually didn't take any gear for that competition.
You just took it before?
No, what happened? Yeah, I took it before, met a coach. He said, do a comp. I'm like, cool. Did the comp, didn't take any gear, trained. That's why I was so skinny on stage. And then it just sort of went from there. But I understand, looking back now, why they would do that. You need some fuel to burn people like that, especially when someone's really I was progressing so fast, bro. It was fucking crazy what was happening. I had a billboard, 12-meter billboard, my brand on it, you know, on Kingsway. Like, who the fuck does that? Yeah. You know, shit was out of control. Anyway, I'm like, I remember even writing a letter to my parents saying goodbye. I actually said to them, I'm going to neck myself. Yeah. It's not your fault. I'm fucking going to cry thinking about this. Yeah. And it was a pretty hard time that I went through. That was fucked, yeah.
Bro, you've made it this far into the podcast. The least you could do is take a screenshot, put it up on your story, tag us at Strong No Sugar to let us know that you're listening. Appreciate it. Guys, as you can see on the podcast, we're really, really enjoying Inglewood coffee. Now, Inglewood are a specialty coffee roaster in Melbourne. You can shop the whole range at 40% off using the code word Teddy. They do free shipping for anyone in Victoria and Australia-wide. They do free shipping if you spend over $50. Shop now, www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Sit back and enjoy your coffee. We'll let you get back into the show.
I took time off, bro. I actually took time off social media.
You disappeared. You didn't take time off. You literally disappeared.
I disappeared, yeah. I probably took over a year off and then I just focused on real estate.
Do you sort of just like during that, because anyone watching this, obviously, everyone goes like life, people go through waves, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes good, sometimes amazing, sometimes absolutely shit.
Oh, bro.
Sometimes like bottom. I know you hit like completely rock bottom.
It was rock bottom. I couldn't handle it. And I wasn't man enough to come and speak out. I was too worried about what people would think. I was quite young then, but.
How old were you at this time?
I might have been like 24 or 23.
Still a baby, man.
I was a kid, yeah. Anyway, finally like got back into things. Then my real estate was really taking off.
Yeah.
I became a sales manager in office, started auctioneering. I'm like, fuck, this is great. And then again, what happened was, and this is where like you got to be mindful. I started doing a lot of drugs. Yeah. So I got introduced to
performance enhancing or rec?
No, rec.
Okay. Cool.
Rec drugs, yeah. Performance enhancing drugs are cool. You can do those wisely. But I was doing rec drugs. So again, what happened was, if you're watching this and you are in your early 20s and you're starting to do a bit of coke, bit of weed, whatever it is, like a long story.
Because the notion in Melbourne, like generally speaking, especially in the fitness industry, well, I think like most places was like, like it's all right. Like just do it. Like it's okay.
Yeah, like I thought it was cool.
Is that sort of how you got into it? It was like, oh man, it's just a bit of this, a bit of that.
In real estate, it's kind of the thing, you know, a lot of agents did it. And I just thought, oh, well, I guess I'll do it. And I was loving it. I'm like, fuck, this is great. And I was like a high performing drug addict.
Yeah.
So I was actually a drug addict for a while that not many people know about. And man, I probably spent, 300K on coke.
Wow.
I was fucking addicted. Yeah. Like every day, nonstop.
Whoa.
Just fucking machine.
Was it just because like you couldn't reach that same high and you just had to keep going?
Probably
or
easy access too, because I'm so friendly. I become friends with people that push and this and that. Anyway, so you can't do that. So I stopped that eventually, thank God.
Is this over a 12-month period? Or was this even longer?
Man, I was doing it for years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm clean now, but fuck, there was a lot of time I was really, especially in my mid-20s, I was pretty heavily onto it.
Yeah.
And then again, it spirals down. So that lifestyle is not sustainable.
How'd you shake it off, man?
I had to go to hospital.
Oh, like completely clinically.
Yeah, I had to go to hospital.
Yeah.
So and then I clean myself up and pretty much start again. So man, I had to start everything again, you know.
Yeah.
So all of this, that's why Neverhome had traction here and there, but it depended on my mindset at the time.
Yeah.
And depending if I was training. So after pretty much I was always training. I go, you know what? Fuck this shit. This is up to me to get back to who I really am, you know? Because the thing with bodybuilders is that we have addictive personalities. We want the dopamine hit. We want something to fucking get us high. Man, I got to get high fucking being fit again.
Like lifting.
I got to go back to what made me who I was on social in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's why now I'm so obsessed with training and being a good person, because that's really who I am deep down. So I try to put a positive message out there, try to share all the books I read, try to just inspire people to go, you know what, I've actually been up, I've been down, I've been up, I've been down, but you can start over.
Yeah.
You don't have to let your past fucking dictate who you're going to be. And I learnt the hard way. Like, there's shit I won't talk about here, but I've got stories upon stories that I'll talk about on other podcasts. Like, we're talking, I can't even say it because I won't fucking go to jail.
If you could go back to that one, like that period of your life, is there sort of, because anyone could be watching this, could be going through the same thing. Is there sort of like something that you'd like really like point to and be like, that's the thing that sort of like whooped me into, because like a lot of people.
What got me back?
Yeah, I
Man,
think
I
like
just-
almost like, you know, so going by what you've told me, you sort of hit that bump in the road and then you're like down and out. And then obviously you go through like, it's not an overnight process of you going from that to who you are now. Was there sort of like a habit or even like something that you did that was like, cool, this is going to keep me going and become a better person, or become Johnny that everyone knew instead of the Johnny that was?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like will...
Man, I've always loved training. I have this passion for working out, but when you're not in a good headspace, it's very difficult to get to the gym. So I had to force myself to go train when I didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And what happens was you get good feelings, endorphins after training, and then you get a bit of traction. So you have to really start working out or doing something that you love. And man, to be honest, I just grew up. You know, I said, fuck this. I'm gonna make some money.
Yeah.
All right. I've got so much potential. I need a really...
Through all of this, you're still in real estate?
Always been in real estate.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, always been in real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking oath. But I need to make some changes now, and it's up to me, you know. So I really just had a good look at my life, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm not stupid. I've done things before. I know I can do it. What do I need to do now to inject or take away from my life? What's fucking me up? First thing, shit friends.
Yeah.
Fuck them off. You know they're shit. I've spoken about this before. You got friends in your life that are fucking losers. Problem with me is I'm so nice. I let people in. I stopped doing that. So I actually pretty much just stopped calling these people back, deleted all these apps you can get drugs from straight away, said to the guys, don't give me gear on tick. Never give me gear. If you're my mate, don't give me gear. I don't want it, no matter what. I don't care what you do, don't invite me out if you're getting on the gear. I don't want to be involved out of my life. And they actually listened. So that was the first step. The second step was, all right, you know what? I got to get back to being a good real estate agent again. So I started doing a lot of training for auctions again, did a few comps, did okay. And then I got my confidence back, started working again, looking after myself. So it was a slow process of getting back into it. And then with Neverhome, I said, okay, you know what? This brand is great, but I need to make it great again. It's up to me. What do I need to do? Fuck all the other influencers. I'm the influencer. I'm going to influence this brand. It's me. I'm the brand. It's me. So that's why I work my fucking ass off every day. Weigh every bit of food. Got good coaching. Got guys doing my blood work to make sure that I can represent this brand myself and make it cool. And that's why it's moving now. People are inspired by it. So it's all been a strategy of I work my ass. I work pretty hard, bro. You'd be surprised. I'm not saying I'm the hardest worker, but I do work hard. But it's been a strategy, and I had to sacrifice shit. So I don't watch Netflix. I don't fucking watch much YouTube. Sometimes a little bit.
Yeah.
But I put all my time into me. And one thing that fucking changed my life was reading books nonstop. Like nonstop. I listen to audiobooks.
From the top of your head, what's probably like the GOAT book that you've read?
How to Win Friends and Influence People is fucking fantastic. 5 Habits of Influential People, I think it's called, or Successful People. The High Five Habit by Mel Robbins.
Saw you were Gold Coast recently with that.
Go, you know what? You read one book, you fucking watch this podcast. You don't like me, you don't, whatever. You might love it, but go listen to this book. It'll change your life. Listen to it on Audible. Listen to it. Your business will blow up after that. This podcast will blow up after you listen to that book, The High Five Habit.
I feel like it's crazy how like with books can change your life.
Tell me about it.
It's, whether you read it or whether you like however you consume it, whether you read it, whether you listen to it via audio, it's crazy how much a book can change and shape the way your life is, man. Like I remember the first ever time I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I was like 17, 18. I didn't even understand the concept of what the hell is going on in life.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so.
And I remember reading it and I'm just like, have I been living a lie? And then, it's just crazy. But what was the name of the book by Mel?
Yeah. So Mel Robbins, The High Five Habit, that's, people read that book and get back. You listen to it 3 times, it'll change your life. There's chapters in that really opened my eyes to things. And one thing I did as well, bro, which was hard for me, was I had to actually humble myself. You know, God would, I get a big ego and God has slapped me back in a place each time and go, fuck you, get back down. So I had to really humble myself and go, you know what? I just got to stay grounded. And one of those things that helped me stay grounded was I stopped leasing fancy cars. I had to actually rein in the spending because I'm a big spender, right? I had a bad habit of spending money.
Was that like life in general?
Just in general, man.
Like eating out, doing shit, yeah.
Nah, drugs is expensive and then fucking shit adds up, you know. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start saving some money. So I created a system. I spoke about this on another podcast. I created a system that worked for me. Because what I found was I'd get a commission, I'd fucking spend it on drugs. All right, what do? Well, if I don't have the money, I can't spend it. So I actually said, how the fuck am I going to save some money? You know, you need cash. Like
you need cash flow.
You need cash flow. You need something. You need investments. So I started listening to audiobooks and about finance and stuff. And I go, you know what, I can do this. Especially sometimes, you know, things are tight. So how can I actually set myself up to have a bit of cash behind me? And I created this system, bro. It was hard for me to do this, but it worked. And it's the best thing I did. So I actually said to Dad, too much Coke, got to stop, need to save money, buying too much shit. How do we do this? I go, I'm going to put all my pay into a new bank account that I cannot access. We did that straight away.
Did you just give him the card?
No, we just created a new bank account.
Completely brand new. You don't have access, full stop.
Don't have access to it, full stop. I have no access to this money. I cannot spend it.
So your work pays you the commission, goes into that account.
Still to this day. This has been 3 years. We're doing this. So the money goes in that account. Now I need money to fucking live, right?
Yeah.
So I said to Dad, whenever I need cash, you transfer money from that account. My dad has access to that account. My dad's my best mate.
Yeah.
It's the best cunt in the world. Robert Gorman, he's a legend. He's been through a lot of shit with me. So Dad will send me money. I said, Dad, if the money's over $300, ask me what it's for. You know why? Yeah.
Of course.
So
wreck drugs.
Well, whatever, you know. And it stopped me from doing it. Because the hard thing is when you're around that shit, you can't say no sometimes.
Of course, and I think also helps to having a barrier to your money as well.
Yeah, I needed to implement systems in my life.
And I'm assuming like Mr. Gorman was always like, bro, like he knew how to say no, right?
He would only send me stuff if I needed it.
Yeah.
So even to this day, man, right now, and you know what? Could I do it without Dad now? Yes. Should we stop the system? Don't break something if it's not, don't stop something if it's not, like if it's working. There's no point stopping it if it's working. Just keep going. I don't give a fuck.
So you're happy continuing
Yeah, it's great because I'm saving a lot now.
Yeah.
So that worked for me. And then another thing I did was, bro, I actually don't own a car. That car I rocked up in, that's not my car. I don't have a car. It's my dad's spare car,
Yeah.
Camry. So I've learned to love the Camry. And I started...
Because you're a massive rev head, right?
I fucking
like
love
from
cars,
memory, I remember like you like always used to post cars and be like, this is the goal, this is the goal. And obviously like that changes, right?
That's still...
every year.
I still want that, but I've kind of grown up a bit now too. And you know what? I'm just living with a bit more within my means. And I thought, I'm going to share that with people.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of good feedback. I'm like, you know what? This is cool. And one thing inspired me with that was I saw... Who's the richest guy in the world who owns Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff's driving down in a Honda. Someone interviews him, go, what are you worth? He goes, 23 billion or something. He goes, so why do you drive the Honda? He goes, it's a perfectly good car. Drives from A to B. I'm like, fuck. Oh, if Jeff can do it, I can.
Yeah.
And now I share that a lot on my social. Do you ever see it? You might not see that, but I talk about that.
I think just from the interior, right, you can tell. Like whenever you're in
Just
the car.
a Camry, bro.
Yeah, by the steering wheel, you're like, oh, you know what? This is your average middle class.
06 Camry, you know, and clients love it.
Yeah.
When I rock up in the Camry, it's clean, usually, and people respect that. So I had to drop the ego. So you drop the ego, you live within your means. You don't do rec drugs. You work out. You work hard, and then you know what? You get this momentum. Things actually start to get really good. Now I'm like loving life so much. It's fantastic. But I had to make some better decisions, bro. You know. So the brand's picked up again. My mental health's great, and I thought, you know what? Why did I go through all that shit? If I can't tell people and help people who might be going through it, or at least stop them from going down that road. So I don't care about selling clothes. It doesn't matter to me. If I can just genuinely, I'll look you in the camera, if I can genuinely help you not actually get through some shit, that's that. At least I've left some type of legacy, you know. People might watch this podcast in years to come and go, fuck, at least I didn't get hooked on the gear. Or if you are hooked on it, Johnny stopped. Now he's got his life back on track. Maybe I can do it too. That's the main thing. That's what I wanted to share on this podcast. Above all, just promoting about how good things are. Who gives a fuck, really? You know, how can we help more people? You know, put a good message out there. Because no one was there for me to help to tell me this shit.
For sure.
I had to learn the hard way. So I thought now I'll use my social media, put a good message out, be in shape, and just do shit I love. And that's the main thing now. Just be happy, be a good cunt.
Definitely, man. You're a lot happier. I think you can see it in the energy.
I
between
love
what you used to post.
Yeah, man.
Back in the days was a bit more like, you know, like going out, let's do this,
I
let's
was
do
partying,
that.
this and that. Yeah, you
Whilst
grow up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Whilst now, like, I can genuinely see, like, you know, I see the Johnny Star that's like, cool, man. You know, like, I'm pretty sure you're in a relationship as well. Do you feel like that sort of plays a role as well? Like, because I always tell people, I'm like, if I wasn't married, I'd probably like in a relationship and not, you have to get married to like achieve that success. But if you're in a relationship, it sort of grounds you a bit.
I was fine before I was in this relationship. Everything was on a great trajectory. That just kind of happened organically. I wasn't looking for that. I was like MGTOW, you know, men go their own way. I was just like, forget about women right now. Focus on me. Yeah. So you need to focus on yourself, and then the partner can be a byproduct or come along for the journey. But see, the problem with me was I'd be with these girls, and they fucking hold me back. Yeah. It was too nice. I kind of like let go of what my passion was with the clothes or the fitness stuff because of their insecurities. Yeah. You know, and I probably made them insecure by just being out there too much. So I thought, fuck all this. I'll just focus on me. And you meet someone nice who's actually helping you and really encouraging, and it's been great. You know,
really good, man.
Been really good. She's the best.
I'm glad to hear, man.
Thanks, man.
So obviously that, you know, like all the energy that you're bringing in, obviously being in a relationship, and just the energy that you're bringing to the content is like next level.
Thanks,
I see that
that's great. Yeah,
you're rocking it at the fruit shop, like
oh fuck, that's been good too,
bro.
Yeah.
That's like a festival of its own, man. Every time you're there, man. That's like, don't worry about festivals, man. Like me seeing that, I'm just like, whoa, what the hell is going on here?
Alexander's is in Oakley, in Chester Street. There.
How'd that come along, man? Because that's like top tier random. Right?
Yeah, it's random. Yeah,
it's random as like I just see you in the back of a fruit shop rocking it with these boys.
Yeah, I've been really blessed because what happened was I was working next to them in my real estate office, and then I was just buying fruit and veg. They were next door. Yeah, going down buying fruit and veg.
Convenience.
And they knew I had this social media presence. I don't know how, and they're like, "Why don't we sponsor you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We'll give you unlimited free fruit and veg. Just plug the shop." I'm like, "Done." And then we became family. They took me to the footy on Saturday.
Nice.
You know, watched in a corporate box, and we had a president's lunch for Melbourne Footy Club.
Wow.
So I've created a good I'm not the best, but I think you need a better network.
100%, man. Your network is your net worth, as cliche as that is.
That's exactly right. Your
And,
network
I
is
mean
your
that
net
out
worth.
of love, not just wealth, right?
100%.
A lot of people, when they think of net worth, they just automatically think money. But I mean that also in love, energy,
be a good person.
For sure, man. Like I remember putting the guest list together for this podcast, and the originality of it was meant to be like just straight comedy.
Yeah.
And then we sort of looked at the guest list, and we were just like, no, I don't think this can be just comedy. This will be like everyone from all walks of life.
Oh man, I was so happy to be on because I just love what you do.
Thanks, bro.
So the fruit shop stuff just happened organically, and man,
Just out of love. Like
it's out of love, So now I'm so lucky. If I need anything, I just walk in, grab it, walk out, do a few videos. Sometimes I don't even do a video. I offer to pay. They won't let me pay. I'm not allowed to pay, no matter what.
You.
So it's, man, you know what? I've just been blessed to be able to meet good people and be kind to people too. And what you give, you get back, You don't do it to expect something back, but just how the world works. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
There's a saying in Arabic, like do good and throw it in the ocean. So no one has to really know what it is because you never know when it's going to come back, right?
That's actually powerful, man. So
that's the reality, man.
We need more good people out there.
Definitely. And I think
tough one.
Definitely. Do you see yourself having kids?
Fuck yeah.
That's good, man.
Can't wait. Yeah.
A lot of people, especially in the fitness industry, like I'll tell them like, or they'll say to me like in the industry, not just fitness industry, it's just in the industry, influencer industry, they'll be like, your kid, like, you've got kids, it's hard. You've got kids, it's hard. And I'm like, bro, the world needs more good people. And if I'm a decent person, why shouldn't I have more kids? And that's why, like, I always encourage good people like yourself.
You got to have kids. Like, what's the point of all this shit? What are you doing it for?
Legacy, man.
What's the point? You gotta have some kids.
Of course.
Just create a new life. The world, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
You gotta make some kids, make some mini yous. Yeah. Leave it all. Just train them.
Yep.
My dad and mum made me. I gotta make some more. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And having kids must be great. I can't wait.
Definitely, man. It's a blessing. You see it in a way of, a lot of people see it as like a barrier, like it holds you back. Oh, when you have kids, you can't do this. I don't know, man. It's just this weird ass stigma of like, when you have kids, it'll hold you back. When you have kids, it's gonna this. When you have kids,
look, I can understand it's time consuming.
100%, just like anything in life, right?
But you'll figure out a way if you want it bad enough. I think.
Yeah, of course. And I think people have to go through the process of actually birth, and producing, giving birth, and then living with one. And when you go through that process, you actually appreciate the blood and flesh of yourself. Like when I have a tough day and I get home, like the one thing I want to do is, walk into my daughter's like running up to me, dad. It's the fucking best feeling on earth, bro.
That'd be mad, yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, of course, man.
When it happens, it'll happen.
All in good time, man.
But I've got a mate called Rob, who's the guy's jacked as fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s. He's got 2 kids. I said, how do you do it? He goes, man, I want it. I'll make it. And he runs a big multi-million-dollar business. Huge. He's got 100 staff, cleaning business.
Yeah.
And he makes time for the gym still. He's jacked.
Yeah.
Jacked. He trains his ass off. Still makes time. An hour and a half, whatever it is a day. It works out. So people can do it, but it's only certain people that have it in them.
Priorities as well.
He loves it, but it makes him happy.
For sure. Talk about Jack. You've been linking up with Scott. Tell us how that came about. Because
thanks, Scotty. Watching this Scotty slamming.
Honestly,
yeah, baby. He's the best.
Because you were, I can't say like you've ever been prominent with a coach. Like someone usually is an athlete.
Yeah.
And everyone knows who their coach is. But you've never really been like very public. Except with Scott, like obviously you've really,
I'll tell you why,
brought him up to the forefront of everything. Like, yes, you represent Neverhome and everything, but bro, the stuff that you're putting out with Scott is ridiculous.
Yeah, thanks,
like
man.
In a good way, like absolutely amazing. So tell me how that relationship came about. Because Scott has been around for ages.
So Scott Slayman, he has a great reputation, and I met him. He's just a nice dude, right? He's always selling supplements. I met him. I go, this guy's great, and I only heard good things about him. And to be honest, I've never shared this, but I'll tell you now. One of his clients didn't want me to train with him because he knew he'd make me good. And I heard this through the grapevine. He said, "Don't tell this person that he's my coach." And that, when you tell me not to do something, fuck you, I'm doing it. That's just me.
That's Johnny.
Fuck yeah. So I seem nice. Don't fuck me over because you'll cop it. Yeah. No, not really. That's the old me. But it motivates me, shit like that. So anyway, I reached out to Scott, and I was paying him for coaching actually, and he saw my work ethic and he goes, "Why don't you be my training partner?" Train with him. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. So we started training together.
So from coach to training partner.
Coach to training partner. So we started training, and man, I actually got back into shape before Scott even helped me, right? But then he really helped me get even to that next level, especially with the drug use and counting the macros and keeping me accountable. So he restructured my programming, brought up a lot of my weak points, and then, man, I was just making pretty drastic changes. Put in the work, but Scott was driving it. And he had a couple clients and he's doing all right, but I'm like, fuck, bro.
You can do so much better.
I'm like,
is that usually the...
You're the best coach, you know. You got to be in the top 5 in the world. Cunt's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
How old is he?
To be honest, I think he might be like 47. Scott, sorry, 46. I'm not sure. He's in his 40s. Yeah,
regardless.
Getting towards 50, yeah. Guy's a freak fucking knowledge. Yep. Unbelievable. I couldn't comprehend his fucking knowledge. The guy's the fucking man. So he fixed me up. He helped me from fixing my back problems to working on my weak points. I still got a lot of weak points, but I was getting good progress. And then, man, I'm like, I got to help this guy. I fucking love him. You know, he became my fucking brother. It's like my brother, my blood brother. He's my brother. That
graduation from coach to training partner to brother.
We bonded, bro. And he helped me out. We talk about things like, okay, you got to get yourself out there. Scott's problem, and he won't care that I say this, but Scott's problem was he wouldn't want to get behind the camera and talk. Because we've had so much experience, it's easy to us, right? We didn't give a fuck.
Course, yeah.
But it actually takes a bit of practice, right? Would you agree, Olivia? She's awake. So you got to be in front of the camera more. So I just start filming him with just make him do it, and he became a bit more comfortable. I'm like, bro, you know what we should do? We should do a live on Sunday night. You know why Sunday night? Because everyone's home. Sunday night. That's when you do posts back in the day. Sunday nights. You know the algorithms.
Hey, that's why the potty is out every single Sunday.
Is this Sunday? Yeah,
every single Sunday.
This Sunday, that's it. So this is learned from experience. There's a bit of strategy. So I'm like, Scott, we've got to do a live. Bro, his anxiety to do the live was unbelievable. He fucking shitting himself. I'm like,
even though like he had all the knowledge.
I'm like, bro,
everything.
Relax, we can do this. So, and he won't care. He'll admit this, right? Yeah. It was hard for him to do it. So we do a story asking for questions. We had so many questions, right? Because I got Johnny and Scotty, the best of both worlds. Fucking master coach, fucking great body. He's handing out trophies at the Olympia, bro. You know what I mean? One of his clients now, Fabrizio, is fucking competing in the Olympia, men's physique.
Nice.
Like first Aussie, I think one of the first ones in a while, maybe.
Probably men's physique since
men's
Josh.
Physique. No, men's physique ever.
Men's physique ever. Yeah,
Fabrizio, right?
That's the Brazilian. The Brazilian, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a freak.
He's a freak. You're right.
He's a freak.
Freak. Fucking hell. So I'm like, dude, get yourself out there. Leverage my following. Yep. I'm not a coach. All right, everyone. And you know me, cunts say to me, why don't you do coaching? You know, you got all these.
Leave real estate, become a coach.
I don't want to do it. It's not for me yet. I might do it later, but I don't have the knowledge and I don't want to do that right now. I've got too much going on. I'm like, well, you know what? Rather than me being an online coach and all this shit, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to focus on Neverhome and my real estate. That's just got to be another layer that I'm not ready for just yet. I'm looking at doing something in the future, maybe a little app, which I'm working on. But right now, you know what? If there's people out there that want to be coached, I'm going to give all of them to Scotty. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I love him. So we started doing these lives, and then I'm like, let's do it again. And we're doing it pretty much every week now. People tune in, they save them, because I can see the other people save them, and they're banging in the questions. So we do half an hour live every Sunday night. And man, it's been the best thing. So I know he gets clients off the back of that. And now he's got too many clients. He's got too many clients.
It's a blessing.
I think it's around 100 and they're paying him. He charges $90 a week now. I think it works over to be like 300 grand a year.
Wow.
It's fucking big income. That's roughly what it is. You do the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to help him.
Yeah.
And he deserves all that because he's that. And I love him so much. I want him to succeed and do better because he just needed that bit of a push. So you got to help people. And he's helped me in return. He's made me this great freaking back into shape again, and I'm only going to get better, you know, because I'm so motivated. I just saw him 2 hours ago, you know.
That's it.
Like
train together.
Just train together, and I said I'm coming onto this. He messaged me, goes, Johnny, just be your awesome self. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's
just the top bloke.
He's pretty much you know, I've got probably 4 best friends and he's one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful,
Like
man.
really close people in the circle. So we back each other, man. And he's gonna go. It's only tip the iceberg for him as a coach, but what he can do and the way he can actually manage people emotionally, he's got a lot of empathy for people. He's got a lot of empathy.
How important is it to have a coach?
Look, man, I've always had one. You know, I've always seeked someone to guide me.
And look at the way he looks.
And this is me not actually lean. I look a bit better when I'm leaner. I'm in a bulking phase, but you need some help. You know, I've done a lot of it without coaches, so don't get me wrong. I just enjoy Scotty's.
Do you think you could have gotten there faster if you had a coach from the start?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. You know, especially if I was consistent. If I was consistent, I don't know where I'd be with this stuff. So, look, do you have a coach?
At the moment, yes. Because I'm just getting back into training. This is, by the time this comes out, probably be my first month back.
Yeah.
Just like the back of the videos and injury. And then I got sick, then injury. And now finally back into it. But my number one advice to anyone who walks into a gym, please get a personal trainer, coach. If it's your first time, personal trainer. If you're sort of like been in it for like 3-4 months, get a coach. And especially
It's
like
an investment. It's
oh,
an
definitely. It is an
Depends how
investment.
bad you want it, though. I mean, not everyone will need one, but if you want to go to another level, there's people out there that have done it. Go to them. They'll teach you. You know?
Definitely. I think like you're paying for knowledge and paying for accountability.
You might not need one forever, but fuck,
yeah, of
I'll
course.
be with Scotty till the day I die. You know, it's the best.
Yeah, of course. And I think also having that second pair of eyes, because it's very easy for you to just, you look at your physique, you look the same every day to yourself. You know, you might say there's slow, subtle changes, but that's because you're a trained eye.
100%.
You've been training for such a long time.
I have coaches for everything, bro.
Say if you want to get somewhere faster, pay a coach and they'll get you there faster. Or someone who's been there, they'll get you.
You need a mentor.
Yep.
I fucking got so many people that guide me behind the scenes. It's not funny. I've got a mentor who's a builder. He's probably does the highest amount of drill locks in Melbourne. He's got 100 jobs on the go right now for clients. So I actually specialize in that too, in the real estate field, where I help people build 2 homes on one block. That's one thing I really wanted to work on. And he guides me. He's a wise soul, this guy. Ruthless, ex-footy player for Melbourne. And I speak to him nearly every day. He gives me a bit of scripts and stuff to talk about at auctions. But having older people around you that have been quite successful, they can give you some guidance. And he tells me how it is. He's ruthless. So I've learned a lot from him, a lot, especially about, you know, just being a bit more frugal or just not being a dickhead. But I have coaches. I got a life coach, bodybuilding coach, mentors
in between.
A mentor like who's just a good mate who just wants me to do well. And then I've got I've always had auction coaches too. So you got to, you know, if you want to be good at something, sometimes you need to actually talk to someone.
And the best investment is yourself, right? You know, take away everything. At the end of the day, you've just got yourself. And if you're not investing in yourself,
man,
what are you investing in? And I'm not just saying that in the gym. So whenever I say that, people are like, "Oh, it's easy for you to say." I'm like, bro, it's not just the gym; it's everything that you do in life.
Well, you got to. Well, I'm probably too full on with things, bro. But my mentality is
all or nothing.
We're here for a short time, so I want to have a good time. I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And being happy for me is I know if I'm working hard, like I know, and I enjoy the little things like meal prep. You know, spend time with my family, my friends, spending time with the missus. I enjoy the gym. I don't sell the highest volume of homes. My initial goal at one stage was to sell really high volume. I cut that back and I'm actually doing more things that I like, so I have more balance. And I love designing the clothes. So these shorts, man, these took me to design this. To get the right length.
You got the stripes on the side now.
To get the cotton, like just to get everything the way, just so I could actually squat in them properly. And the shirts and even these, right? I bring the sleeves up 2 centimeters. I was going back and forth supplies just to make it fit right.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy it. Even the jumper, if you put that jumper on, you'll see the way it fits.
Yeah.
It'll fit your body really nicely if you work out. So I spend time on things and I just put a bit more effort into it. So go hard, but have a bit of balance too. And that's the hard thing that I struggle with, bro. Sometimes I burn out.
Yeah. Just due to your own standard of expectations?
yeah, what I do is, you hear the saying, burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
Bro, I had fucking 20 lighters and the candle was just turning it. I was burning myself out and I thought I was a machine. Yeah. And what I realized was you got to sleep.
Yeah.
A lot more. Take some rest.
How much sleep you getting in a day?
I probably get 7 hours to 8 hours a night.
That's good, man.
And I take a lot of naps.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking great napper. So if I have a gap for 3 hours in the day or 2 hours, I go have a nap, man. Fuck this. I turn my phone on sleep, go sleep, and I'll take a nap. And that nap is like, even if I get half an hour, I wake up rejuvenated. That's been a major key, is me taking little naps here and there. It works for me. I'm not saying you have to, but it's what I do.
You're living on Europe time at that.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo takes like fucking 15 naps a day. That's what inspired me. Did you know that?
No,
there's an article. Google it. Unless it's bullshit. I saw that. I'm like, fuck. Best athlete in the world. Fuck it. I'm going to do it.
If you're good enough for Ronaldo, good enough for Johnny.
No, I get inspired by things and I just take it and run. You know what I mean?
No, that's really good.
And
man.
one thing's inspired me is your social media lately. Because I saw Josh, and Josh goes, Teddy's working at it strategically. You're not just fucking around, putting around it. You are putting in the effort. That's why he blew up 100K quick.
It's funny because I met up. No, I didn't meet. Like, I've known Josh for probably as long as you.
Great guy.
Top bloke. I remember when I met up with Josh, it was like probably, I can say this now, it was during lockdown.
Yeah.
Met up, we had a coffee and went for a walk. And I was at like just under 10K followers. And I remember him.
On IG?
Yeah, on IG. Yeah, I was just under 10K.
What the fuck?
And then
more than that, yeah.
No, like this was at the time, like this was like sort of just kicking off.
2 years ago, maybe, or
no. It's on June 20th last year. So we're almost on June 20th. What's the date today? 17.
It's been a year.
So almost a year.
140K.
I looked at myself. I looked at my wife, and I just said, I am intentionally making videos for Instagram and TikTok.
You're the best.
Okay,
so it's been fucking great.
Thanks, bro. So that was like, yeah, that was the initial.
And you can't tell me why.
No, you can't change my mind,
you can't
man.
change my mind. That's
I love how like there's like 20 variations. Every time someone comes up to me, they give me another variation. I'm like, that's not it. They're like, but I think I might take that and run with it,
bro. It's good, man. I'm gonna cut you off. I saw Josh. I'm like, fuck, I gotta take it more serious. I said, he's taking it serious.
Well, he's the one that told me, he's like, man, you're like really, like you're really like giving this a proper crack. And I'm like, yeah, man, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing.
1 million, 2, 3 million. Like, it'll get there.
This, as toxic as this might sound, man, like, well, I'm on like 150, 140, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I see it as, but there's 25 million people in Australia, just Australia alone.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I reach everyone?
No, you can.
So, I'll just keep working at it, man. Every video I make, man, I try, like I tell everyone, I've said it probably in another podcast and I'll say it here again. If
the numbers are power, man.
Yeah, of course. And, you might look at my face on TikTok. You can love me, hate me, but you can never deny what I say is not a fact. Like, bro, I don't care who you are. If you're living in Australia, we are going through the same shit. Whether it's memes, whether it's food, whether it's coffee, no matter what it is, we're going through the same shit.
If I have ideas, I've got to send them to you for those videos.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'm always open to ideas. But, and that's, man, I just keep parrying at it.
Yeah. Oh, God, I got some great ideas for you, man. but what?
No, Josh, absolute top bloke, man.
You need balls for that, yeah? So what do? You need balls to put yourself out there. And sometimes it's not for everyone.
Oh, 100%, man. If it was for everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, well, you're the only one doing it.
That's it, man. I don't.
You're the only one doing it.
I try not to be like anyone else. I just try and do my thing, which is a bit hard because sometimes I look at the things that I do and I'm like, fuck, man, no one else is really doing this. Is this the right thing to do? And then, but I end up doing it. And it's, that's it, man. And I just stick with it all the way through. But obviously, you're just as consistent. Nah, I'm not a celebrity.
You're a celebrity, bro.
You're a celebrity,
bro. When I showed the girls at work, I'm like, I'm going on this podcast with my mate, and they go, that guy? I know that guy. I'm like, fuck, so you're getting around, man.
No, I like trying to, yeah.
And there'd be heaps that don't follow you that watch your shit too.
Of course. And like, bro, I don't mind. Yeah, the statistics I'm pretty sure is like 60-40. So 60% of my views are actually people who don't follow me.
Man, so many people watch my stories that don't follow me. I'm like, shit.
For sure.
It's crazy.
Or you'll get like people sending your story to someone else, right?
Yeah, you can see the shares. The analytics are cool.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely the best.
On your IG, you can check where your followers are from, like what countries they're from. Is it mostly Australia?
Mainly Australia, New Zealand. I've got a bit UK, a bit Canada. Canada's like a really weird one, but apparently there's parts of Canada that are fairly similar to Australia, man.
I got people in Bermuda. 50% of my followers in Instagram are from America. 49%.
Wow.
It's huge. Yeah, I didn't realize. I just checked that like a couple months back. It's huge.
Nice.
Hit that American market somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm just trying to expand in Australia for now, and then, you know.
So
like
wait,
it's
can
still
I
at
ask
its
you some
infancy.
questions on this podcast?
Pardon?
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, of
Or
course.
I know we're going to
Hit
wrap
me.
it. What are you doing with it, or where are you going with it? What's it
I'm
goal?
just going, man.
Yeah,
I'm just going. Like, why stop? Like, bro,
but like, what is there a goal?
the goal is to be myself, man.
Yeah,
Like, I just want to do things on my own accord, on my own terms. Like, even this podcast, I came along with, like, literally me going to the team and just being like, this is what I want.
yeah,
Can you do it? And then they're like, of course, why not?
yeah.
My videos, you know, every time I've tried to take it sort of like a professional route, people are like, no. We love the phone in the car. Keep it that way. Cool. I'll keep it that way, man. I'm just trying to do it for the market
I think
and everything.
You're so much more intelligent than people realize. Because on those videos, you're just this funny guy. But I know
People just say a 1 minute clip and just automatically assume, right? Just like yourself, they probably just see like the gym photos, the black and whited out photo of you,
They got
you know,
no
standing
idea.
there. And they don't realize, like, bro, this takes more than just,
Yeah,
you know, you training and eating. There's also like, you know, strategy behind it. So yeah, man. So I think to sort of tie up this podcast is more so that same question you just gave me, man. What's the future looking like for you, man?
great question. For me, my goal now is to continue to be happy every day.
That's a solid answer. I did
That's-
not expect that.
That's it, bro. You know,
Because usually whenever you tell someone, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. But, you know,
man,
just being happy
all
is
of it
super
doesn't matter
underrated.
if you're not happy, man. You can have the fucking all the pussy in the world, all the drugs, all the cars, all the money, all the houses, but if you're not happy, it doesn't fucking matter. So it's happy and then to be healthy. So I'm doing what I can and being as happy as I can. So everything I do, it usually will make me happy at the moment. That's the main fucking goal in life, bro. You want to be happy. Miserable cunts I know that have money, they're fucking losers.
It's funny you say that because like there's
Yeah.
still people that don't believe that.
Nah, bro, it's true. Like, there's stages of my life where I had a little bit of cash. It wasn't much.
Give us a ballpark figure.
It was
I know like it doesn't matter, but
like cash, like close to 100 grand cash on me,
yeah.
and like
Plus
physical cash,
plus
right?
assets and everything.
Just
Yeah.
physical cash on me through just fucking doing things. And bro, I'm telling you now, like that's a lot of cash to have, like physical hard cash. I wasn't that happy. It was all right.
It was okay. Like
It was okay.
Did
Yeah,
you feel like indifferent? Like it was just like, yeah,
it was all right, you know. But it's look, money's important. But I'm telling you now, you need to be happy. So whatever you're doing, you gotta find some happiness through it. Even if it's just going to the gym, you gotta fucking enjoy that journey, man. You know that journey? You gotta enjoy that journey. Yeah, you know what I mean? You have to.
Life is a journey. Money is just a resource. That's what I tell people. I'm like, money is just a resource. No matter how much of it you have, you'll never be happy. You know, it's just like utilize it wisely. That's all you can do.
I don't do this for the money. These clothes. I do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I actually love doing it.
Show us the new shorts, man.
So
Stand
these are
up.
new shorts, right? So I designed this, right? And I got you a pair in the car, but I designed stuff because
Bro, I'm gonna need to shave my legs. Fucking, we're gonna have to get like a hair loss sponsorship.
I make the clothes because I fucking enjoy it. And
Yeah.
any money I make, which isn't hardly anything from the brand,
Goes back into it, I'm assuming.
no, it's just a byproduct because it's fun for me. And if it grows, it'll grow. But I'm just doing it because I really love it and I'm passionate about it. So I think that's the main thing for me is just continue to be happy. Because fuck, I've been depressed, bro. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Life,
It's horrible, bro.
life is a choice.
It's a
And
fucking
you choose to be
choice.
happy.
100%.
For sure.
Leave it at that.
I think there's a last segment that
Oh,
we
yeah.
have
What is it?
on the Strong No Sugar. So
Casting
obviously
couch?
the name is Strong No Sugar.
Yeah.
That's obviously based off of coffee.
Okay.
However, my videos are also known for very strong opinions. Even though
Oh,
they're
you
facts,
asked me this question.
the
Fuck.
facts.
Oh, I didn't even think about this.
It's all good. So
Say
my
it
question to you,
Yeah.
if you don't remember it,
What's
is what is an opinion that everyone has and agrees on, however you feel like it's completely overrated? And that could be on anything. An opinion that everyone agrees on, however you feel like, nah, it's rubbish.
everyone agrees on? I'll tell you. I'll give you this example. So my mum's from Fiji, and she grew up in this village called Raki. broke, no fucking money. They live off like $6,000 a year, like Australian, right? They live on a little village. It's like third world shit where my mum's from.
Have you been back?
Yeah, of course, yeah, beautiful place. And they got no money, bro. But I'll tell you what now, they're happier than fucking 99% of people here that I know. So can money buy happiness? It can help, but you don't need it to be happy. Maybe you can end it on that because I can't think of anything else.
That's all good, man.
Sorry, bro.
No stress, man. It was a pleasure to have you on. Obviously, it's been ages.